Hey guys, Jurassic here, and we're gonna review the Attack Pack Blue Velociraptor. Now, I know many of you have seen that the blue figures are alright in my opinions, and I think... What? Yes, you saw that right. Today, we're gonna review the real feel Mosasaurus. And I'm so excited to finally review this guy. I don't care. This guy is epic. It's huge. It's real feel skin. It's made out of rubber. It's so awesome. It's huge. Did I mention it was huge? Oh man, it's so huge I can't even show it in the review table. This is basically my limit right here. So, what I'm gonna do in this very special episode is that I'm gonna do the review of the real feel Mosasaur on my bed. So, let's get right to it. So the story of how I found the Mosasaur is pretty interesting. I went to my local Walmart again, the same one I went to get the Indoraptor and of course the Dimorphodon, and they didn't have anything on the shelf, not even a single one. They only had I think they only had one the battle damage. I think it was a Colossal T-Rex. But as I was about to go back, someone from the work came with a cart and they brought two of these, and it was astonishing that I find one. I took the one that has a much better paint, but yeah, I'm so excited I finally found one of the Mosasaurs. But anyways, let's get right into the feel. Now the advertising says that the Mosasaur is a real feel, which means it's this rubber skin, and the details on it is just incredible. I mean, look at the gloss on the eye right there, and the little speckles on the side, and the inside of the mouth is this nice bright pink. It's a little wet, but you know, it's nice either way. They even included the little jaw on the inside of the mouth, which the Mosasaur does have, if you didn't know. Articulations are very simple, but alright. The front flippers can go up that far, and some of the back flippers can go up this far. They are alright, I guess. Now the front flipper can go on the 360, which is alright in my opinion too, because, you know, if you want to go down. It goes down that far, and the back flipper also does a 360, and it goes down that far. A little note is that the left flippers go in more than right flippers. But yeah. And right here, you can see the new stamp of the Jurassic World logo that Mattel is doing, and I really love it. It's much better than a JW, in my opinion. And let's get a good look on that barcode, as you can see right here. And then, if anything I have to don't like about some of the paints, it's that. A little message thing, or whatever they use it. I don't know. It is black on white, and it just gets rid of the feel to it. But yeah. Now, the texturing on the Mosasaur is incredible. It's just really incredible. It goes all the way down here on the tail. It's made of this nice soft rubber. So some parts of the tail is a little harder rubber, but overall it's alright. Now the tail itself comes separately, just like the fins, and it creates this seam line right here. So everything except the body and the jaw, it's not connected. And it comes out basically like that in the packaging. So, the articulations are fine, the sculpt is great, and I really love the colorations that this Mosasaur have. And it's just incredible. The blue with the black and the white underneath. It makes the Mosasaur look exactly like that of the movie. And I'm so happy Mattel finally did accomplish on that. So let's get right into more of the Mosasaur itself. And like I said before, it's a squishy nice rubber, but this rubber is bad in some ways because the jaw right here is only connected to the bottom, and this is what I was talking about. I accidentally opened it too wide and the gums just came out. The jaw is only connected to the bottom part of the mouth, which I think can come off as well if enough force, but it's easy to fix. But I think that it made mine's a little loose. I don't know. It's not the Mosasaur's fault, it's kind of my fault, but I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah. Now the Mosasaur is pretty huge, and I could understand why its box is like this. You know, the box itself is pretty huge, but if they made the Mosasaur already assembled like this, it would not fit. I'm glad they did it in a long way style, because that way you could have more mobility and showing of the Mosasaur. And honestly, I find it pretty cool that you can assemble the Mosasaur in this pretty cool way. I don't know. It's just so exciting to see this. But anyways, let's get into the comparisons. For our first comparison, it's of the original Cannonball T-Rex, the one everyone says the skin of both of them feel alike. Now, before I get into that, I just want to say this scales up not so well. I'm gonna guess much better. I mean, the T-Rex itself is too huge, and of course it's not going to stand very easily next to the Mosasaur with an uneven surface. But like I said about the skin on the Bull T-Rex is a little more rougher and a little bit more thicker than that of the Mosasaur. Now the Mosasaur is thicker, but it feels a lot more softer. If anything, I like the Mosasaur's skin much better than the Bull T-Rex, and that's cool. And here it is scaled with the Chomping T-Rex, or Extreme Chomping T-Rex that is now called. And the scaling on this is alright, I could say. I feel like the Spinosaurus represents Rexy more since she is larger than most T-Rex like I saw in the last video. But this Chomping T-Rex works much better, in my opinion, for a standard T-Rex. Now if I get the Super Colossal T-Rex, oh man, I'm gonna rest the Mosasaur on top of that thing. Not like that, but in toy form, yeah. And the scaling on this is alright in my opinion. I feel like this could be very compatible with little kids who want to play with a Mosasaur, catching a T-Rex for dinner, breakfast, or lunch. Maybe even a snack. Also, look what I did with a T-Rex. It's pretty cool. It just flips out. It's pretty easy to take it out, actually. Anyways, next comparison. And here's a comparison of the Action Attack Carnotaurus. Now the Action Attack Carnotaurus, or just Carnotaurus itself, is not in scale with the Mosasaur. Like I said before, I don't think the Carnotaurus is in scale. However, in the movie, it does look a little bit smaller, and it is look a bit bigger. But either way, I feel like they're in proper scale with each other. I mean, the T-Rex is not much of in scale with the Mosasaur, since that one's more into the smaller T-Rex, and the Spinosaurus works better as Rexy herself. But the Carnotaurus is amazingly scaled up with this guy, or gal. And it's just cool that we finally get, I finally get two of the dinosaurs I really wanted in the Jurassic Park line. Or what dinosaur, because everyone knows Mosasaur is not a dinosaur. Right, Pixel Dan? Right. And here's scaling with the Mosasaurus with Alan Grant, the 3.75-inch version, and of course the young T-Rex. We can never have a review without the young T-Rex. On scale with these two, they look pretty great. So I feel like the young T-Rex might be a bit too big since this is more in scale with the 4-inch figures. However, Alan Grant looks pretty good with this, and I'm just amazed how the looks and feel to it. The fact that we get to have rubber skin back since 2001 or 2009, 1999 was the best skin, and the young T-Rex was the last great rubber skin we got in the whole line. Oh, and Alan makes a good meal too. And finally, here's a comparison of the Mosasaurus with the new Indoraptor. Now I couldn't get my Dominus in time because, like I said earlier in some videos, it's in storage. But if I have to say, the Indominus is in scale with this Mosasaurus, which is pretty cool. And by the looks of this, the Indoraptor is somewhat in scale. I have to get a picture of those guys next time. But anyways, the scaling on this is amazing. I don't think they'll ever meet in the movie, but it'll be funny if they die in the same way. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So it seems pretty obvious what score I'll give this, and that is an obvious 5 out of 5. The Mosasaur has no flaws as far as I can see except the jaw, but everything else is incredible. There are some obvious seam lines, of course, and then there's the obvious part of the tail having some seam lines on that, of course. But overall, I feel this Mosasaur toy is one of the best in the whole line. now that I think about it, I feel like the Mosasaur might outcompete the Colossal T-Rex, and I feel like I should place this in the #1 spot. It's just so epic. This guy averages around $30 or $29.99, though even though that's pretty small for a pricing like this compared to those of the Colossals, it's more rare than a Colossal now, since this is one of the few toys that everyone wants to get in the lines. So, if you do manage to find one, I would get it. If you don't have money, I'm sorry for your loss. You can order it on the Mattel shop website. That is still $30 and it's $40 shipping, but you know, you can probably get something else with that too. That depends if they have it in stock, and I'm pretty sure they have. Honestly, this Mosasaur is a very great toy in your collection. So, I hope you guys like this review. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you all for the 1000K sub. And I'll see you guys in the next video.